Welcome to Business Notes. I'm your host, Diane Bogino. We're coming to you from one of our favorite sponsors, Scalini's Italian Restaurant on Cobb Parkway. Our guest today is Dr. Cher Holton. Cher's name is an acronym for her mission, creating hope, enthusiasm, and results. Since 1984, Dr. Holton has worked with a prestigious list of corporate, government, education, and healthcare clients to do just that. Cher is president of the Holton Consulting Group and offers keynote speaking, facilitated turbo training, coaching, and consulting to clients throughout the United States, Canada, Germany, and England. In addition to her Ph.D. in HR management, Cher is one of a handful of professionals in the world who has earned both the Certified Speaking Professional, or CSP, and Certified Management Consultant, CMC, designations. She is also the author of several books, including The Manager's Short Course to a Long Career, which was selected by Soundview Executive Summaries as one of their top 30 business books. Cher's unique training tips have appeared in a variety of publications, including the prestigious Pfeiffer's Annual Collection. Cher, Dr. Cher, thank you for being with us tonight.
You are so welcome. It's my privilege.
So now you do a lot of interacting with your audiences in your keynotes, in your team building, and in your training. Tell me, what do you think that's so important?
I believe that people learn better if they actually experience something. We have a little saying in our business that understanding without experience is the booby prize. And so we like people to actually experience things. Plus, there's a lot of research now to prove that having fun helps people remember, increases productivity. So let's make it fun.
Cher, your newest invention, Team Prov, I hope I'm saying that right.
You are.
That sounds really intriguing, so I want to hear about that, and tell me, how does that help businesses to be more productive?
Team Prov is actually taken from the world of dramatic arts, and it's using the idea of theater games, but using it in a team building setting. And so it helps team members learn how to think on their feet, how to handle change more effectively, and just how to communicate in a way that forces them to listen and react to what's happening as opposed to having things all planned out.
You have written several books, one we mentioned in the introduction, but I want to get this name right. I love this title, Living at the Speed of Life,
Yes.
Staying in Control in a World Gone Bonkers. Now tell us about this book. Why did you write it, and what is the essence of it?
Well, the book was actually written because people asked me if I could take the things I taught and put them into a book. The activities, the stories, the ideas and insights. And so that's what prompted it. And then I realized that I was hearing people say, time's going too fast and I just don't have time to do things. So I thought, living at the speed of life. And the book is divided into a lot of categories like mental and physical health, time management, communication skills, working with teams, working at your job, and each section includes a variety of different activities people can do, research articles. Anybody who does any work with teams could actually use it to pull from to be involved with their teams, and it's also good for your personal enrichment.
Great. And you have an entire website dedicated to presenting with pizzazz. Tell me about that.
That is designed because I noticed that a lot of companies are now using in-house people to do the training, and they're using subject matter experts. And these people are very wise, but they don't have a lot of skills in presenting. And so my job is to eliminate boring presentations, totally, and help them add a little pizzazz to what they do. So I like to work one-on-one or with groups who do in-house training and subject matter experts to make their presentations more interesting, involving with the audience, so people will remember what they have to say.
And now tell me something. From your experience, can you tell me any consistent reasons why it is that team members don't want to be team players?
Isn't it funny how that happens?
Well, maybe not so funny, but
you would think everybody would want to be part of a team, but they don't. And I have found from my experience that generally it could be because they don't know why they're there. They don't understand the goals of the team, or they don't understand their role and the expectations. And so a lot of behaviors that work out or act out come from covering up that insecurity. Other times it's just simply that they don't want to be on a team because some people are very introspective and want to work alone. And in that case, if you're the manager, your job is to help them understand why it's important to them, bottom line, to be part of the team even if they're not comfortable with it, and then to give some training to help them be more effective.
And in your opinion, why do you think some teams aren't as successful as others, or as successful as they should be, maybe?
I have seen some very specific reasons why teams are not successful. One is their very unclear mission or goals, so that everybody on the team has a different idea of what's expected or what the team is supposed to do, so they don't know what success looks like. The team members aren't clear on what the roles are, so there's no expectations clear. And they haven't decided how they're going to communicate. And so they don't know how to handle conflict, they don't know how decisions are going to be made, and they don't have accountability, which is probably the biggest one I've seen, where people say, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that, but then they all come back and nobody's done anything. So we need that accountability factor.
Right. And what would you recommend to either a business owner or maybe a team leader to get their team off to a good start?
Yes, I would say at the very beginning, even though you feel rushed because we live at the speed of life, but take time at the beginning to have what we call retreat forward, which is where you go off for a while as a group to move forward more quickly when you come back, and take that time to be sure everybody's clear on what the goals are, establish some key operating principles and how we're going to communicate and work together, and to just bring the team together to build that camaraderie. If once we do that and clarify expectations, the team is going to be much more successful.
Unique training activities have been published in books, in articles, and even in Pfeiffer's annual publication. That's quite a coup, I must say.
Thank you.
So tell us, can you give our viewers just a quick tip, something they can, implement real quickly?
Oh, I have a great one. It's called Glamour Grammar. And it uses this is when you don't need any props, you don't need any training, you can just pull it out and use it. And it's great if your team's going through a time where they're kind of down, or personally you can use it, is to take the alphabet and come up with positive words for each letter of the alphabet. So A might be attractive, awesome, B could be bodacious or beautiful, and so you get the idea, positive words. Then you go back, and as a team, you could say, we are, and put it with each of those words, and turn them into statements that the team says together. And if you're doing it individually, you can say it yourself. And then you can put those up and measure them and say, how are we being bodacious? How are we being exciting? How are we being? And it becomes a way to build what you want to see happen on your team.
And tell me, just what is turbo training? What do you mean by that?
Turbo training, we found that people don't have time for big 3-week training programs or even full day. So what we've done is taken the essence of what's important in a training session, like what do people really need to learn, and then put it into a 1 to 3 hour at the most. And we call it turbo training because we just pack the best into a little bit of time.
Cher, thank you so much for sharing your time and your expertise with us tonight. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Thank you.
We've been talking with Dr. Cher Holton, CSP, CMC, speaker, coach, and author. Thank you for joining us on Business Notes. I'm Diane Bogino, bringing you business ideas you can bank on.